Indifference curve analysis. In economics, there are two approaches, utility approaches. First of all, what do you mean by utility? Utility is the power of the commodity to satisfy human wants. There are two utility approaches. One is cardinal utility approach and the second one is ordinal utility approach. If according to cardinal utility approach, utility can be measured. According to ordinal utility approach, utility cannot be measured, but it can be compared. First unit is giving more satisfaction than the second one, and the second is giving satisfaction than the third one. Like that, we can compare. So now let us discuss what is indifference curve analysis. This theory was given by Hicks. What is indifference curve? Indifference curve is the locus of all combinations of two goods which yield the same level of satisfaction to the consumers. Indifference curve is the locus. It means what? The consumer is getting two commodities. He is going to consume two commodities. Whatever the combination of two commodities, will give the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. That is called indifference curve. This indifference schedule shows different combinations of two commodities which will give the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. In combination A, the consumer is getting 1 unit of commodity X and 20 units of commodity Y. You take for example bananas and biscuits. For getting he is getting one banana and 20 biscuits. In the second combination, he wants to get one more unit of banana. So he has to sacrifice. He is ready to sacrifice 6 units of commodity Y. Why he is sacrificing? Because he has the fixed amount of money. With his fixed amount of money income, he has to purchase the two commodities. So he has to sacrifice. And then in combination C, in order to get one more banana, one more unit of commodity X, he is ready to give 4 biscuits. So initially he is ready to give up 6 biscuits and then he is giving only 4 biscuits. And then in combination D, to get one more banana, he is ready to give only 2 biscuits. And then at combination E, to get 5 units of commodity X, he is ready to part with only 1 biscuit. So this is called a marginal rate of substitution. See, this diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Why it is diminishing means he is ready to give initially 6 biscuits and then 4 and then 2. Okay, like that. This marginal utility is diminishing. And then this is the indifference curve. By joining all the combinations, you will get the indifference curve. So indifference curve is the locus of all combinations of two commodities which will give the same level of satisfaction. You see the points A, B, C, D and E all will give same level of satisfaction to the consumer. For this theory, we are having certain assumptions. The first one is the consumer is consuming only two commodities. He is not getting 3 or more commodities. He is dealing with only 2 commodities. For the sake of simplicity, we are taking only 2 commodities. And then non-satiety. The utility is the consumer's taste and preference is not satiable. And then ordinal utility. This theory is based on ordinal utility. Utility can be compared. And then rational behavior. What is rational behavior? The consumer is behaving rational means he is getting maximum satisfaction with minimum income. And the next one is indifference map. Indifference map means the consumer will have A group of indifference curves. All these indifference curves, group of indifference curves together form indifference map. And then the consumer has fixed money income. His income is not increasing or decreasing. And then the price level is also fixed. The price of two commodities in question the consumer is going to purchase is not changing. And then homogeneity. All the units of two commodities are identical in size, shape and color. These are not changing. And then divisible. Divisibility. It is first unit, second unit like that. We can divide the commodity. Properties of indifference curves. Indifference curves are always slope downwards to right, and then they are convex to the origin, and then they cannot intersect each other. Indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. Higher indifference curve will give higher level of satisfaction, and indifference curve does not touch the axis. So you can see all the properties now. See this curve. This curve is sloping downwards from left to right. What does it mean? The commodity we are taking in y-axis and the commodity we are taking in x-axis. Both the demands are having inverse relationship because he is increasing the consumption of one commodity. When he is increasing, he has to reduce the consumption of other commodity. So both are inverse. So that's why the curve is a downward sloping curve. Both are moving in opposite direction. In x-axis and y-axis, the variables are moving in the opposite direction. Means then we will have a downward sloping curve only. Okay, so the curve is a downward sloping curve. And then indifference curves are convex to the origin. So why they are convex means, see, he is getting different combinations of two commodities. His utility is going on diminishing. See, he has to substitute one commodity for another. He has to be indifferent with the two commodities. What is indifferent here? He is reducing one commodity and increasing another commodity. So he is indifferent between the two commodities. That's why the indifference curves are convex to the origin. They will not be concave to the origin. And the indifference curve cannot intersect each other. You see IC1 and IC2. See IC1 is the first indifference curve and IC2 is the second indifference curve. See, point A on the IC1 will give certain level of satisfaction and point B will give higher satisfaction than point A. And you see point C. See, it is both on IC1 and IC2. It is not possible to give higher satisfaction on IC2 and lower satisfaction on IC1 for the same point C. So that indifference curves will not intersect each other. It will not cut each other. And higher the indifference curve will give higher level of satisfaction. You see here point S and Q. See IC1 is the lower indifference curve, IC2 is the higher indifference curve. S and Q are the equilibrium points. You see point Q is giving more satisfaction than point S. Consumer equilibrium. See, what do you mean by equilibrium? Equilibrium means, consumer's equilibrium means it is the place of rest in which the consumer has no tendency to move from that particular place because he is getting maximum satisfaction with minimum income at that point. So now you see the diagram. OX axis refer commodity X, the consumption of commodity X, and OY refers the consumption of commodity Y, and PL is the price line. So you see there are many curves, IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4 and IC5. These are all the indifference curves. And you see these various points. You see point R, and H. They are on IC1. Okay, and you see point S and T. They are also they are on IC2, and you see point IC3. It is on it is having a point Q. See, this Q will give more satisfaction than R and S, T and H. And also, the consumer has fixed income as you know already. So within his budget only he can consume the two commodities. So he will not go for IC3 and he cannot go for IC4 and IC5 because it is beyond his reach, beyond his budget line. So for equilibrium there is a condition. The indifference curve should be tangent to the price line. That is the equilibrium point. So it happens at point Q. It happens at point R, S, H, T also. But at point Q only the consumer is having more satisfaction because it is lying on the point of higher indifference to IC3. So at point Q only the consumer is getting equilibrium. Thank you.